Right, so this is the first ever practical exercise in this whole video lesson, and in these practical exercises we are going to try and solve some problems by writing code. So based on all the knowledge that we have got until now, we are going to use all that knowledge, all that applications, and we are going to write code to to solve particular problems. Right, so here I have 4 problems in front of me. So I'm going to actually try and solve. No, actually we are going to try and solve these things together. So open your brackets editor and set up everything, and let's code together and let's have fun coding. So until now we have learned about how to define a variable, how to store a value in a variable, and we have seen how to do type conversion, and we have seen how to actually take input from the user, how to do arithmetic operations and all that stuff. So using all this knowledge that we have had until now, we are going to write code to solve these 4 problems right here. So we are going to solve these problems one by one, and first we are going to do them on Java, and in the next video we'll move on to Python and we'll solve these same 4 questions in Python as well. So these are very simple 4 Python problems. These are 4 simple problems to which you can easily write code based on the stuff you have learned until now in this video course. So let's go ahead and write it. So the first program, or the first problem, is write a program to calculate the slope of a given line. In brackets it says given the coordinates of 2 points on the line. So first of all, in order to calculate the slope of the given line, I believe there's a formula. So let's Google the formula, slope of a line formula. So yeah, I guess this is the thing. Let's actually, it says y minus y1 is equal to y minus y1 by x minus x1 is equal to m. So let's actually go ahead and open this stuff and let's see the thing. Right, so this happens to be the slope of a given line. You have to actually ay minus by by ax minus bx. So it's basically you have to calculate the difference between the y coordinates of the 2 points divided by the difference between the x coordinates of 2 points. So let's go ahead and write a Java code to actually solve this program. And also notice here we actually have to take input from the user, and what input we must take from the user? Well, in the bracket it clearly says the input given is the 2 coordinates of the 2 points of the line. So we are going to get the input as the 2 coordinates of the line, and we have to actually calculate the slope and display it to the user. So yeah, pretty much simple, right? So let's go ahead and let's write our Java program. So let me actually save the file first. I'll just go there and practical exercise, and I'll say q1.java. right, say q1.java, question1.java. Alright, so let me type in quickly the template. So I'll say class q1 public static void main string args. Oops. Right, perfect. So now we are ready to go. So first of all, we have to actually take the input from the user, and we will be taking the input during the runtime of the user because that's convenient actually, as compared to taking input through the command line argument. So in order to take input during the runtime of a program in Java, we have seen that we have to use scanner class. So in order to import the scanner class first to your program, you have to say import java.util.scanner. So by doing this, I'm actually importing the predefined scanner class using which I can take inputs. So once I have actually imported the scanner class, I have to actually declare or create an object of the scanner class so that I can use this object to take input from the user. So I'll say scanner and then in, which is the name of the object, equal to new scanner and then system.in. So I've already taught you what all this stuff means. So if you haven't watched the taking input tutorials, then I suggest you to go back and watch it if you are having any difficulties in understanding this. So basically this is how you take input during the runtime from the user using the scanner class. So first of all, we want to take the coordinates of the first line. So I'll say first of all system.out.println and let's take the coordinates one by one. So I'll say enter x coordinate of point A. So point A is the first point and point B is the second point. So first of all, I'll be taking coordinates, x coordinate of the point A as the input. So I'll just take int x underscore A. So x underscore A kind of says the x coordinate of the point A, something like that, or I'll just put that as capital A. Right, so x underscore A is equal to, obviously I want the coordinate to be an integer data type input, so I'll say int dot next int to take the input as an integer data type value, and then in the same way I'll take the y coordinate. So I'll just copy and paste this stuff and say enter y coordinate of point A, and I'll say int y underscore A is equal to int dot next int. So I've until here I've taken the coordinates of the first point A, and in the same way I'll take the coordinates of the second point. So I'll say enter x coordinates of point B, and I'll say x underscore B is equal to int dot next int, and enter y coordinates of point B, and I'll say y underscore B. Perfect. Now in the x underscore A I have the x coordinate of point A, and in the y underscore A I'm storing the y coordinate of point A, and in the x underscore B I'm storing x coordinate of point B, and in the y underscore B I'm storing the y coordinate of point B. So alright, so now we have got the input. Now we have all the values which we need to calculate the slope of a given line. Now we have to use the formula. So in order to use the formula, let me actually type the formula here as a comment. So the formula we have seen is m, which is equal to the slope, equal to y underscore b minus y underscore a divided by x underscore b minus x underscore a. So this is the formula that we need to actually apply to get m, which is actually the slope of a given line. And first of all, while actually applying this formula, you have to first decide what the data type of m, that is the slope of the line, should be. So here, as we are doing a division, I think we have a chance of getting decimal value or a number with a fractional part. So we'll be using double data type to accommodate this value. So I'll say double m equal to, and then I'll say y underscore b minus y underscore a divided by, and I'll actually enclose this within brackets, and then divided by, and then x underscore b minus x underscore a. Alright, so yeah, that's the formula we need to apply, and I think now we will have the slope of the line. So I'll print out the slope. I'll say system.out.println slope of the given line is, and I'll print out m, which is the slope. And also here I've used println, but I want to type the input in the same line. I want the user to type the input in the same line, so I'll remove ln from the end so that the cursor stays at the same line. Right, I think that is it. That must do it. So let's go ahead and let's actually try running this program. So I'll just navigate. It's CD6 practical exercise 1. Right, now let's say Java C and then q1.java. Hope it compiles. Yeah, it compiled without any error. So I'll say Java and then q1, which is the name of the class here. Right, so first of all it says enter the coordinate of point A. So wait, I think I have to not to make it a little more clear, I'll just add a colon like this so that the user knows actually what he's typing and where he's typing that. So I'll actually include a colon right there, something like that. So it actually makes it kind of neat. Let me compile this again. Right, there you go. Enter the x coordinate of point A. Right, so let me enter the x coordinate of point A, let's say 6, and then enter the y coordinate of point A. So let's say 8. Enter the x coordinate of point B. Let's say 12, and y coordinate of point B. So it's at 14. So it says slope of the given line is 1.0. We have successfully written a program to calculate the slope of a given line. And notice here that the first step we have done is taking input, and after we have those input, we have to just apply this formula. So we use the arithmetic operators to apply this formula, and we did some kind of type conversion, and finally we printed out the result to the user. Right, so that's it. Well, now let's go on and move on to the next program, which is write a program to calculate the simple interest of a given amount, interest and time period. So let's go ahead and write it down. So I'll just save this once again. So desktop, learn programming. I'll save it as q2.java, and then we'll just type in the template. I'll just copy it and paste it here, and just remove all that stuff from there. Right, so now I have the template of a Java program, and I also have the scanner importing and creation of the object as well. So I can directly start taking input from the user. So first of all, let's go back to the program and let's look at it. It says write a program to calculate simple interest of a given amount, interest and time period. You can see that the inputs which we have to handle in this program are three inputs, which is firstly amount, and then interest, and the time period. So yeah, I think the formula for simple interest, as I remember, is simple interest equal to P into R into T divided by 100, where P is the principal amount, R is the rate, and T is the time period, I guess. So yeah, we have to actually take these three inputs, P, R and T, from the user, and then we have to use this formula to calculate the simple interest. So let's go ahead and take inputs from the user. So I'll say system out print, and I'll say enter principal amount. I don't know if the spelling of the principal is correct or not, but let it be. And then I'll say int P equal to in dot next int. Right, so I'm taking the input as an integer data type value, and then I'll just do the same for the rest of the things, which is enter rate. I'll say R, and then I'll say enter time period, and I'll say T over here. So we have now taken the inputs. We have first taken principal amount input, and we have taken rate input, and we have taken time period input. So we'll just use this formula. Simple interest is equal to P into R into T by 100. So also, since there is a division involved here, we might be getting a decimal value. So I'll say double SI, simple interest, equal to P into R into T divided by 100. Right, I'll just save that file, save that thing, and I'll say system.out.println, and I'll say simple interest is, and then SI. Perfect. That should pretty much do it. And let's go ahead and compile this Java C q2.java. So I'll say compile, and no errors. So let's run this file. Oh, once again, I forgot to actually change the name of the class here. I'll say it's Q2 right there, just to avoid confusion. So let me compile it again, and now let me run Java Q2. So first of all, we need to enter a principal amount. Let's say I want to 15,000, and then rate. Let's say the rate is 12%, and then the time period, let's say 12 months, right? 12 months. So yeah, the simple interest calculated is 21600.0. So that's the simple interest that is calculated right there. So yeah, we have also written a program to calculate the simple interest. It's pretty much easy. First of all, we have imported the scanner class, and we created an object of a scanner class. We then took the input from the user, and then we used the simple interest formula to calculate the simple interest, and then we printed out the simple interest. It's pretty much simple, right? So now let's go on and move to the next program. Oh wait, this is the next program, which is write a program to calculate the nth power of a number. So basically, we have to take an input from the user. We have to take the number from the user, and we have to take another number. Basically, this is the power which we want to raise the previous number. So yeah, let's go ahead and write it down. So once again, I'll copy this code over here just to give it as a template, and I'll save this file as q3.java in my folder that I've created. So I'll say learn programming, so I'll say q3.java, and let me remove all this stuff from here. Right, so similarly, first of all, I need to take an input. I need to take the number, so I'll say system out print, and I'll say enter the number, and then I'll say int n equal to in dot next int. And now I have to take the second number, which is basically the power which we want to rise. So I'll say what power you want to rise. You want to rise to something like that, right? And I'll say p over here, so in dot next int. Perfect. Now we should actually raise this number n to this number p. So we have to calculate basically n to the power p, and we have also already seen in the arithmetic operators tutorial how to actually raise a number to some power, right? We are actually using a function called math.pov. So same way we'll do it here. So double, if you remember, math.pov actually returns a double data type value, so we'll have to use a double data type here. So I'll say double res equal to math.pov, and then we have to pass two arguments. The first one is the number, and then the second one is the power. So I'll say n comma p, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Now let me print out the output, system.out.println, and I'll say first I'll say n plus raised to the power excuse me, to the power p is res. Right, that's pretty much it. Now let's go ahead and run this program. Compile the program first. And once again, I forgot to change the name to q3. So I'll just go ahead and java c q3.java compilation. Oh, so there seems to be an error right there. It says not a statement. Oh well, just a minute. Okay, I forgot a plus right there. I believe that's all the error is about, and I forgot a semicolon. Okay, that must fix all these errors. Clear the screen and let's compile it again. Perfect, no error. So Java and space q3. So now I'm entering a number. Let's say I'm entering 2, and I want to raise 2 to the power 3. So 2 to the power 3 is 8.0. So 2 raised to the power 3 is 8.0. Perfect. Now let me give another number. I'll say 15, and 15 raised to the power I want 189. So I want to calculate 15 to the power 189, and it's some value like this. So this is not actually 1 point, so this is a way of representing large numbers. So yeah, that's it. We have actually written a program to to calculate the power of a given number. So the last program is here. So the last program says write a program to find the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle given the other two sides. So basically we are getting the input as we are getting the two sides, the lengths of two sides of a right angle triangle as an input, and we have to actually calculate the third side, or the hypotenuse, right? So for this we will be obviously using Pythagoras Theorem. I'm sure you know what's meant by Pythagoras Theorem. So anyways, let's go ahead and create a file. Let's copy this and let's create a file here. Let's go ahead and do this as q4.java. Let's paste this and let's take all of this out. Right, so first we'll take the input. So we'll say system out println, system out print actually, and then we'll say enter first side, right? And I'll say int a equal to in dot next int. So in the same way I have to actually take another side, second side also. So I'll just copy it and paste it here. I'll say enter second side, and I'll say int b equal to in dot next int. So after I have both the sides, this is the Pythagoras theorem. The formula for the Pythagoras theorem is c equal to square root of a square how do I write a square? Let's write it as a square plus b square. So this is the formula. C is equal to, which is C is nothing but the length of the hypotenuse, equal to square root of a square plus b square. So that's the formula. So yeah, that's it. Now we have a and we have b. We just need to apply this formula over here. So yeah, let's go ahead and write it. Let's use it as a double data type. Double hypotenuse equal to, and then we actually first have to say math.sqrt to find the square root of a number, and then we have to say a square plus b square. So inside this math.sqrt you have to say math.pow, we are raising a to the power 2, say a to the power 2, and then plus math.pow b to the power 2. So I'll say p comma 2. So basically what I'm doing is I'm calculating the square root of math.pow a comma 2 and plus math.pow b comma 2. So it's basically square root of a square plus b square, right? So yeah, that's it. System.out.println, I'll say the length of the hypotenuse is, and then I'll print out hypotenuse right there. I forgot a semicolon there. Right, that's it. That's going to be it. So let's go ahead and let's run the program. So let's say java c q4.java, and I forgot to change the class to q4 again. I'm sorry. Let's do it. Right, so java q4.java, java q4. So under the first side, let's say 7, and then the second side, say 9. So the length of the hypotenuse is 11.4017 and all that stuff. So actually let's cross check this value. So let's go and see Pythagoras calculator online. Let's just cross check if to see if our program is actually giving a right result or not. Right, we have several Pythagoras calculators right there. So what are the sides we have given right there? Okay, length of side A is 7 we have given, and length of the side B is what's that, 9, right? So length of side C is actually the length of okay, what am I supposed to do next? Am I supposed to hit enter or something? Okay, how am I supposed to? Never mind, we'll just go to another website and we'll try it there. So yeah, this seems good. So side A is 7, side the 9, right? So let's go ahead and hit calculate, and there we go, 11.40. It actually reduced it to 2 decimal points, and here we have 11.4017542, oh, whatever. So we have successfully wrote the programs to the all given 4 questions, and I hope you wrote the code along with me. And if you actually wrote the code actually without my explanation or without watching this video tutorial, then yeah, you're great. You're really making some progress right there. But if you still are not able to write code without actually seeing me write code here, well then don't worry, you will get there gradually, right? So yeah, now in the next video we'll move on to Python and we'll solve the same set of 4 questions in Python as well.